What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Blade Dragons podcast. I'm Elliot,
And I'm Alex.
and we are here with our guest, Counter.
Hello.
Say hello. There we go.
Hello.
This is Counter. If you don't know him, he's a member of the Bake. Oh God, almost spilled my stuff. He's a member of the Bake community, and he does some pretty cool custom work. And we invited him on here because he's got a lot of stuff that he wants to explain about his whole thing that he does on his YouTube channel. So say a little bit about yourself, Counter.
My name's Counter. Even though I don't sound it, I'm 16. I am a handmade modder, meaning I don't 3D model. I make stuff by hand. I'm ghetto. I'm poor. Yeah. No, that's a joke. Don't worry. I am poor though. No, I gotta stop with that. Anyways, yeah. Hello. I make stuff.
We love stuff and objects. Actually, we don't like objects, but that's
And thingamabobs.
that we love thingamabobs. So
Thingamabobs are good now.
So we wanted to get Counter on here for an interview because Counter makes the most wild customs ever. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody in the Beyblade community who's watching this has definitely seen some of the customs. We've got some more well-known names like Crazy Aries and Benchblade. And some dude, Curse Crimson Customs, I think. I'm sorry, Crimson. I love your stuff, man.
Yeah, it's Curse Crimson.
Okay, yeah.
Good friend.
We love Crimson around here. Make some great painted bays. But I think one name that I didn't really hear in the community until maybe like a month or so ago was Counterburst. And Counter makes the most insane customs ever. Like, dude is the ultimate mad scientist. Crazy Aries won the Mad Scientist award for this past year. He is getting blown out of the water this year, no questions asked. Counter is going to win that. So, of course, we had to get Counter on here, and we had to interview him and ask him about all of his customs and his deepest, darkest secret. Okay, we're kidding about that one, but... But yeah, we wanted to have him on here. He's got, I believe, 2.13 thousand subscribers on his channel, and he deserves way more for the kind of stuff that he makes. So that is exactly what we're doing here today, and we're gonna start very befittingly from the beginning with our first question. When did you get into Beyblade?
When did I get into Beyblade? That is a perfect question. I guess I really have two beginnings. One, the actual beginning. Second, where the madness started. First beginning, I was like 3, 4, 5. My uncle got me a Beyblade from the local CVS, and it was a Burn Fire Blaze. God, that Beyblade was beautiful, and is probably the reason why I'm obsessed with fire. And yeah, I got a couple now. Every now and then, my uncle really liked them. It was awesome. Beyblade Burst came around. We were out and about for the day. My family was like, "All right, you and your mother can run into Target." We ran into Target. We were trying to find a hobby for me, and my mom pulled up with 2 Beyblade 2-packs, and I still have those bays to this day. And she was like, "Hey, this might be fun. Why don't you give it a try again?" Many years later, here we are.
Beautiful. It all comes full circle.
Indeed, yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't have expected your start in Metal Fight.
Yeah, I mean, my channel's been almost completely burst.
Until recently, though, but...
Yeah,
yes.
until recently.
That's pretty incredible, though, considering that you're 16. And
Yeah.
generally in the community, from what I've seen, it seems like most of the... generally, I want to say, like, under 18 group started with Burst, and of course, and there are even adults and whatnot who started with Burst, but it's certainly rare to find someone younger who started with Metal Fight, and of course there's younger Metal Fight fans who see it and maybe get mid-fakes or get a lot off eBay, but it's certainly a rare thing to see someone as young actually start their Beyblade journey with Metal Fight.
Yeah. It was a fun beginning.
Definitely.
Fun to see that the Blade Dragons are now sponsored by CVS. Thank you.
I gotta cancel my CVS subscription.
Yeah, I'm a loyal member of CVS. You know, I get
Yeah.
the loyalty rewards.
Yeah, that's
I get those mile-long receipts. Yeah, I get those.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually what's painting my walls right here.
dude, those receipts, man. CVS receipts are built
Those are
different.
terrifying.
Oh
Does
goodness.
anyone actually use coupons that come on receipts? Because most of the time, I swear,
My
no one
family
really does.
does.
I think my mom
family
does. Yeah, I think we use some of them. Not every store that does them, but I know we use it for the grocery store that we shop at sometimes.
Nice. Anyway, back on topic.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you started many years ago with Beyblades. What came about to combine it with YouTube, or how'd you
Uh,
even get onto the platform?
it started back when I was like 12. All my friends who are 2 to 3 years older than me, I met them in school, but they all had like a group channel, and it was named Group Counter. So they named it like Counter Burst onto the scene. So
Okay.
the channel isn't even originally mine. I got into the group, and the Beyblade videos, of all things, did the best. The name ended up fitting along with Beyblade, considering Burst was the generation at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
when my 13th birthday came along and I was, able to actually have a channel, my friends all decided to split their ways, make their own channels, and give me the channel. That was the start of this journey.
That's a very interesting way to acquire a channel. I think that's one of the
Very.
first times I've really heard a story like that. That's fun.
Indeed,
You-
yeah.
How many of you were there?
There was 7 of us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dang. It's
Bunch of middle schoolers trying to make it through quarantine, just having a blast.
Oof.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. I didn't even put that together. I'm like, oh, quarantine, I was graduated. Oh my gosh, you were in
Yup.
middle school.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I was seething about not graduating. I hate
You were
I
you were
was
class of 20, right?
yeah.
See,
Damn,
that's the
bro.
thing. Up until that, I was like, oh, I'd love to graduate in 2020. Class of 2019 is the best.
It was. It really was,
Y'all
dude.
got off scot-free.
Oh,
I
dude.
got to walk across the stage.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to walk. I got to
I
walk to
did,
the
yeah.
kitchen. I got to walk down to the kitchen. That's the best I got.
Oh, at least
That
you
is
didn't
so
spend 20
depressing.
grand a semester for online classes.
It was so bad. I'll go into that another time, but
Yeah.
yeah, crazy. Like quarantine was so different for everybody, and like at the time I wasn't into Beyblade. In fact, I got into cars over quarantine, but like kind of you never really think about it that much anymore. Like, everyone remembers what they did in quarantine, but like the question of like what you did in quarantine never comes up, and
Yeah.
kind of forgot Beyblades existed in quarantine.
Yeah.
I think like around the time I
wi-
started college, I moved all my Beyblades into storage because I just wasn't using them.
I wish I took quarantine more seriously in like the self-development, or like there was always the thing. It was like, oh, I'm gonna learn a new language during quarantine and everything. I'm like, yeah, no, I just kind of sat there and did nothing. I
Hey,
if I had a year
definitely-
right now to do something, I would have taken advantage of that.
Yeah. I definitely tried to hone my skills in Beyblade making.
It definitely paid off. It definitely paid
Yeah.
off. 100%. What started you down the road of making custom Beyblades?
So, this is gonna sound pretty ironic. Hasbro, obviously I was a Hasbro guy, because, US. Strike God Valkyrie got revealed. I had Genesis. It was around that time when Ultimate Reboot was also it was Ultimate Reboot that got revealed. Strike God was there. But I was like, damn, I want a strike chip. How do I do that? saw Zanky's video where he put the strike chip on the Hasbro, and I'm like, what? Where do you get that? You know? Not clicking in my brain, it's a different brand. So I got out the Family Hawk glue gun, and I made a functional strike chip. I'm still confused how I did that, but that's kind of what started this whole thing. Me being angry at Hasbro for not being fast enough.
That's fair.
Sounds valid.
That yeah, entirely. Yeah. Hasbro takes like, well, Hasbro has historically taken a long time to really catch up. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Metal Fight was already like in, I think, gearing up for Metal Fury, or maybe Soul Blaze time by the time I got into it, around like super late 2011, early 2012. And Metal Fusion stuff was still on the shelves. Like early Metal Fusion stuff. But yeah, I think for X it's definitely going to be different, and there's all sorts of videos. Yep, I mean we've got all kinds of stuff and info that is popping up regarding Hasbro, and I mean they've already pushed the date up to July from like late fall at first, and you know, hey,
And
maybe
now there's evidence that they could be pushing to March.
there you go.
They just need more money. They're like, shit, we can't push this back any further.
They're like, look, they're just the exact same base, which got confirmed.
Yeah.
They are going to be 1-to-1. It's so funny because yesterday I did a video giving a ton of information that I got from John Doe about Hasbro, and one of the things was that they will be using the same, if not better quality materials to build their Beyblades out of. And I get all these Burst kids coming into my comment section going, damn, watch Hasbro turn to shit in 2 years. Watch Hasbro Cobalt be 10 grams lighter. It's like, what part of identical production Beyblades is not getting through to you guys? But then I remembered that, you know, Beyblade fans can't read, so.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic. So I was like, aren't most Burst fans? I swear, when I think of Burst people, I think of people that like the Hasbro base. So it's like all these people coming in there trashing Hasbro and saying they like Burst. Like,
I've grown with the Burst community. They despise Hasbro with all their hearts, bro.
Yeah.
The only thing they'll let slide is the exclusives.
Bruh, dude, that's so cringe. Here's the thing, like, Hasbro's meta for Burst is consistent in general.
Yeah, it's more consistent.
I think that's what I like about Hasbro so much, in terms of their gameplay. It's like, you know, TT will always give you better looking bays and consistently generally better performing bays, but Hasbro's meta will never skew. There's never power creep.
Yeah.
For the most part. I think the only time we ever had that was like the initial Hyperblaze release.
Dual God. That's when we had power creep.
And then after that, it was pretty much from what I've heard from you know.
Stagnant.
Yep, never got any worse. Which I think that should be appreciated. Like I have all kinds of things to say about Hasbro, but like I think them doing the non-40 Metal Fight bays in the beginning was such a great idea because it kept everything consistent with the first 2 seasons that we had.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like,
I mean,
oh, but they didn't make the mode change. And I'm like, the mode change barely does anything in Metal Fight. For the most part.
On most days.
Yeah. Fang Leon, Diablo Nemesis, those are a little different. But stuff like Big Bang Pegasus, Phantom Orion, like a lot of that, it does not work that well.
so when you said that you started making your custom bays, how long ago was that? Do you have a ballpark?
That was around the time when like, Ultimate Reboot was revealed, Genesis Valtryek was out. It was like around 2017.
Like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, about 2017, 2018, maybe. I don't know. I need to check.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah.
Do do you look back on those customs and are you disappointed in yourself from back then, or how do your customs nowadays compare to back then?
Compared to back then, they're a lot more high quality, they're a lot more durable, they're a lot more consistent. I look back on those customs and I'm like, God, they look so bad, but I can see the thought. The imagination was there, just not the skill yet. I look back on those fondly because I was just an innocent child, not knowing the horrors he would be getting into. Especially considering my main Beyblade. Where is it? It's right here. My main Beyblade. This beast took, in total, about a year to develop. God, yeah, yeah. You're gonna see some things, kid.
That's
Words of
real.
wisdom.
That's real. And I mean, fast forward to nowadays, and you were pumping X-Bays out like that.
Yup. That's the fun part.
Yeah, I think that's the. Go ahead.
It's just second nature now. I'm just able to come up with an idea. I'm able to plan it out. I'm able to create it. And I'm able to do multiple bays at once due to the process being so similar for each. I just need to design the shape, then the rest of the process is pretty much the exact same. Hardening, reinforcing, painting, base coat, painting, all that. Then testing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
For sure, yeah, definitely. Like, once you get so good at something, it just like the second nature kicks in, and it's like almost.
Yeah.
It's almost innate.
It's automation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Definitely can relate to that. After like a certain grade, I started just being such a genius with English, and I went from being like pretty bad at writing English essays to just absolutely giving. I gave like 50% on my, I want to say my English 1 final in college, best paper in the class.
It's always the people who don't want to write who turn into the best writers.
It's not that, like, I love writing, but it's like, and it's like academic writing is one thing, and sometimes it could be fun.
Personal writing is another.
Yeah, it's very different, but it's like
One day it clicks.
Yep. Like, I don't even need to think about the process anymore. It's like back in the day, I hated using the dictionary, and now it's like I will actively have just Google open so I can just Google define this word. What synonym is with this? What is the antonym of this word or whatever? And it's just like once you get into the groove of doing it, and you just have to do it so often, or you enjoy doing it, and for you, of course, making customs. For all of us, Beyblading and making videos, it's a fun thing, and all that. It's like, once you get it down, you get that formula, you just get them out, and it doesn't even take you that long.
It's all about the process.
Yep.
It is.
Truly amazing. Truly amazing. What drives you to keep making new custom Beyblades?
Honestly, I love the idea of creating things. I am studying for engineering, for example. That's been a huge thing. That's been helping me make bays as well. But I love studying engineering. I want to make stuff. And making new bays, it's about coming up with my own spin on concepts. I'm able to take what I liked from Takara, take what I liked from Hasbro, and add on to that, improve upon it, try and come up with something new. And also the drive to improve, keep making better bays, better and better and better and better, and try and figure out how I can top myself next time.
Name of the game, trying to improve and learn from your past projects. That's just the smart people learn from their past mistakes or other people's failures. So it's good. It's definitely good to analyze. You got two big brands that you want to take inspiration from to to try to perfect whatever comes out of your imagination, which is a cool way to attack your projects. That inspiration comes from multiple sources.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. I mean, like, you go back to definitely, I think any of our channels, you go back to like the first few videos of Beyblading, and you see like the thumbnail, and you see the way that the video was made, and you know, some
It's so
people,
strong.
yeah, it's I look back at like my first few videos that I did on Metal Fight before I got my burst or my X stuff, and I'm like, I thought that this was a good thumbnail. I thought that this was gonna be a good
Yeah.
idea way back when, and now it's like nowadays you look at my videos, it's like better thumbnails, more engaging titles, better video content, more editing, all that good stuff. And it's crazy to like it's crazy and but it's also, you know, you certainly feel really good about it looking back, because, you know, there is that difference in quality and there is that improvement. And I think that's always the important thing to know, is that your standards change and they get higher over time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's always important.
Always evolving. Always evolving.
Yeah, creativity is one of those things that you can express in multiple different ways, and it's really fun to see other people that enjoy being creative as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you met any other or have you been doing any collabs with any other Baytubers that make other customs or anything
Yes.
in the
This
community?
one, I absolutely love talking about this one. Crimson and I have been in talks for a couple, almost a year and a half now. We've been becoming friends. He's a great. Got a notification. Camera, come back, please. All right. Is my camera back or no?
No.
Not.
Oh, there
Yeah,
we
now
go.
we're good. Now we're good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. One bay, which really was awesome to me because I didn't expect to ever get anything like this, was my very own Baytuber Bay from Crimson. It's a one of a kind, never going to be remade, never going to be recreated unless something happens to mine. And that would be Hellbreaker Ultimate Valkyrie.
Wow.
Clean. So it's like a Spriggan Ultimate Valkyrie.
Kinda. It's based
I like
off
that color
my
scheme.
old logo and fire, hence the Hellfire, Hellbreaker Breakthrough. It was such a cool moment, and I've been friends with a lot of people who helped me create some stuff. I am good. Well, they recently left the internet, but their name was Fear. They were a huge part of my community. They helped design a couple of artworks for some of my bays. I mean, hell, they even designed my YouTube profile picture.
Wow.
Leave the internet. That's an interesting way to go out.
Definitely, definitely.
And I mean, I respect their decision. I respect it.
It's hard to do nowadays.
Yeah.
It's hard for some people to nowadays. Like, the amount of people that will just not care about anyone else's opinion is a little, it gets scary sometimes. But I think at least on the side of the Baytuber or just Beyblade community in general that I've been on, you know, most people are able to conduct in civil conversation, which I'm definitely pleased with, despite the large gaps between the generations in some parts of the community, where you have like all the diehard Ryuga MFB sims, and then all the burst kids who will absolutely turn their ears off as soon as Hasbro is mentioned. And then I think the majority of everyone is starting to really get into X now, and it's gonna be better when Hasbro drops it in like 1 to 4 months.
Whatever.
It's gonna be like,
Eventually.
who knows when it's gonna happen. It could happen. I swear, if they did it tomorrow, I would have to go to Kmart or Kroger possibly for some events.
My wallet. Dude, as a modder, do you have any idea how happy I was when I heard Hasbro was one-on-one with Takara?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
With the prices! You don't gotta ask me again.
Mm-hmm.
No,
In the store
that's
every day.
yeah.
Yep.
It's like I made my video about on my entire X collection. People are like, "Bro, the prices now are insane. Like, why'd you spend your money on this?" I'm like, "Well, I don't really have a choice right now." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm in Singapore right now, and it's like $5 a bay." I'm like, "Okay, good for you."
Good for you.
It's $25 for me, so I don't know what you want from me.
Thankfully, I have a source. I won't name him because the man, I don't want to know how he gets these bays, but he gets them for like dirt cheap, and he'll send me like giant lots, and it'll take like 2 or 3 weeks to send. I ain't gonna question where he got them. I ain't gonna question how he got them. I ain't gonna question a damn thing. I just got my parts. Because
Beautiful.
I'll spend like $40, $50, and I'll get like 10, 15 bays, and I'll be like, did you go to a Sheen factory for this?
Yeah, I was
Sheen
gonna.
Factory, yeah.
I was curious about how you got so many Beyblade X bays.
Yeah, no. I ain't gonna question how this man got them for that cheap. I assume they're used. I hope they're used. I ain't gonna question how he got them though. Hey, easy parts, but Beyblade X is just expensive in general. So Hasbro's a godsend to me.
Yeah, yeah, like those price reveals.
Oh,
They were just. I
I
was
don't
like,
even know
oh
what
my
are the
goodness.
prices.
it's $8 for a booster.
Oh,
Eight
that's
dollar
beautiful.
singles, $8 singles, $10 starters, $15 dual packs. The collab dual packs are 30. Launcher sets are 25, and stadium sets are 40.
Beautiful.
Well, all that's cheaper than a single stadium I bought, so that's good.
Real,
Yep.
real. Single stadiums for X right now are
And
$60.
that's like
I think I spent
it has the Star
$80 for a
Stadium.
stadium.
The stadium set has the TT Stadium
Yeah,
with 2 bays and 2 launchers for
Mhm.
$40.
and it's Drake
I need
and
the rest of
Dagger.
America up. Jesus.
Yeah, like they like when I heard that it was gonna be Drake, stock Drake painted all the
Yeah.
normal. It's just copy rare Baguette Drake and then Dagger, 2 launchers in a stadium and the same stadium as Takara. I was like,
TT?
I was like,
You
this is
can't go wrong.
this is better than when the
Cannot
gas
go wrong.
drop. This was better when the gas prices dropped below $3.
Yeah. I
For like 2 days.
I have so
real.
many ideas with
For
Cobalt
2
Drake, so
minutes.
Hasbro Stadium set is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, I love using Dagger for customs because 6-bladed shapes are rare.
Yeah. You
So
don't get those a
Dagger
lot.
and Drake in a stadium set where my stadium's about to break, please.
Mm-hmm. Sooner the better too. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe we get them next month.
And if they come out next month, that is my birthday month. Beautiful birthday gift.
The X released in my birthday month. It was cool that I did something. I went on vacation for my birthday. I came back and my X bays were delivered. I was like, yeah, Dronzer.
God, Beyblade X is long. Okay, I gotta explain this. My birthday is March 20th. Beyblade Day in Japan, March 21st. It's the same day, technically.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
There's a section where it's the exact same day. Perfect birthday gift every year. So after I opened all my gifts, I get the notification for the Beyblade X reveal live stream, and I'm like, I gotta stream this. So I rushed up to my. I literally fell forwards.
He fell up the stairs. He fell up the
I
stairs.
fell up the stairs, hit my forehead, and I just booked it to my room to stream it. I got Hello Kitty. And I remember getting Death Solomon on my birthday because it came out on my birthday. Amazon somehow shipped it on the exact same day. Birthday is always fun because it's on Beyblade Day technically. So beautiful day.
Beautiful. There you
Mhm.
go.
Perfect. Lines right up.
Yep.
Never
Definitely lines
forget
right
your
up.
birthday.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, my birthday month is January, and we got
Worst month of the year.
I've got a string
Worst
launcher.
month.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's earlier in the month too, so I'm just happy
Oh,
that
that sucks.
I'm just happy
You're
my
right next to Christmas.
I'm just happy my no one ever did the Christmas and birthday together. No, never happened.
They didn't.
No,
Oh my
no.
God.
They always give
That
me
was my
separate.
immediate concern, bro. That was my immediate concern.
Yeah, no, they don't lump it together. Like, yeah, we don't really do gifts for New Year's, so it's like we get,
Dude,
it's
who
like,
does gifts for New Year's?
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
It's like Chinese. It's like Chinese New Year type thing or something.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
I would think. Chinese New Year. Yeah, I would get that.
I want to go to a
New Year,
Chinese
New
New
Year.
Year party, cause they're saying, I forgot exactly what the saying that they like the thing that that you say in Chinese. I forgot exactly what it is, but it literally means I hope you get rich. Basically along
Yeah,
those
they-
lines.
Those,
money.
those little red slips with the dollar in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna go to like a real Chinese New Year party and see how turned up they get, cause that's like everyone just going around and saying, "Yo, I hope you get rich." Like, dude, that sounds like the greatest party ever.
It does. It does. My birthday is always a little bit on the spot, so I gotta explain this. My family's Irish.
Okay.
20th and 17th, 3 days apart. St. Patrick's Day. All about Irish, all about luck, all about all this Irish stereotype stuff. My great grandmother, we had to decorate the house 2 weeks in advance. We always would decorate for St. Patrick's Day, and then my birthday was right after. So, yeah, I got stuff
So,
green.
so right over the St. Patrick's Day banner, they just put "Happy Birthday."
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's always fun. Also, I know people are probably gonna notice this, but yeah, I've been spinning a Beyblade in my hand normally. That is because it has the bearing bit I've been reworking technically.
Yeah, show it
But-
off.
hmm
Bearing bit, bearing 2.0,
Look at that.
sacrifice the bearing dash driver, and then we have Defender Nebula. I'm renaming it Defender Nebula. And then we have this ratchet, which is zero dash metal, 80 brink. This thing is a monster. It's a monster. All right. Best way to describe it: tire stack.
Real. Counter did a
Like,
stream, what, yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, I showed it the day before. Dear God, it's a menace. I should probably explain this. My bays, I do not make them to put against TT normally. I think I don't think putting against TT. I think putting against my customs, which bit of a higher bar.
Just a bit. If you're curious on that bar, be sure to go and check out Counter's videos and his streams,
Hey, plug.
and you will
Yeah.
see that bar. And let me tell you, it's a bit of a bar, just a bit of a bar.
I legitimately okay, I gotta explain this. One of my best friends in the community, he's in the top 50 of the world. He has seen the Plastic Gen meta. He has seen the Metal Fight and Burst meta. He has seen the X meta. And out of everything and anything, seeing any and all customs, my stuff is what scares him.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I showed him the bearing bit along with Defender, and he literally said, I quote, and quote unquote, "Your stuff makes me want to face the burst meta or kill myself." Which, that's a way to put it. Yeah,
They're similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a way to put it, considering the man's seen literally everything.
Interesting.
It's always fun, because people be like, "What the hell were you thinking?" And I'm like, I wasn't thinking, I was going, ha ha, funny.
That's where the best things come from.
Yep, funny. That's how all my OP stuff comes from. I'm not kidding you. I was seeing nobody was doing like left spin X. Not that I had seen. And I was like, why is nobody doing this? This would be hilarious. 3 hours later. 3 hours is all it took me to figure out left spin X by hand.
Mhm.
Nice. What'd
And
you
now
make?
I have dual spin.
Share with us.
Speaking of left spin base, this is actually left spin.
Yeah.
Ah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I figured out dual spin. Pretty much mirrored the locking mechanism, which is a pain to do by hand. Please 3D model it, I beg of you. And with dual spin, I'm able to lock it in both ways. I like to keep it in right spin, that way it's able to be burst by both spins. Or, well, right spins, able to be burst by right spins. But left spin-wise, we have Lucifer Fallen, which obviously based off Lucifer, the Fallen Angel. Defender Nebula, complete original custom, besides, the details being inspired by Twisted Tempo. Erebus Knight, which is based off Flash Sagittario and the primordial god of darkness, Erebus. And that's dual spin, by the way. Dual spin Flash. Right off the bat. Oh, yeah. Even better, the Ratchet. Wizard Arrow 60.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And last but definitely not least, Hyperion Light, which is basically dual spin, heavy, Medio El Drago with more rubber.
Well,
'Cause why not?
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Literally. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun.
I just get ideas and I run with it.
Imagine how sick a dual spin El Drago would have been. They should have just done that for Metal Fury. I think Metal Fury, they should have just made dual. I know. That's exactly what you made. That is exactly what you made.
You're talking to somebody who could easily buy an El Drago and make it into a dual spin Beyblade.
Oh, dude, make like the most heavy scuffed, overpowered, like Medio combined with
Is that
with what do you call
is that
it?
burst? That's
Yeah, it's
your
burst.
Like the most heaviest Medio with tons of metal, and it's dual spin,
That's basically this.
and it's like
That's
on
basically
the
this.
slickest bearing ever.
So what is that?
You're
Let us know- tell us
describing
what your
exactly
custom
what I
is.
have in my hands. What I have in my hands is my main partner Beyblade that took like a year of development over 2 versions. It is Wolf Godfall. The combo is going to sound ridiculous, and the weight is going to sound even weirder. Soul, Detra Dash, Spe. Or, well, SB. Spe. SB. The armor is SB. And the total weight for this monster is 114.28 grams.
Only 40 grams more than other.
It can do
days.
this.
Yeah, that's.
It has 3 in-battle mode changes. It has multiple burst locks. It is able to go into a light mode, which is all about destabilizing the opponent by literally removing the entire underside of the layer, which is metal.
I am the underside of the
Interesting.
layer.
You are. This Beyblade was a monster to develop, and it turned out amazingly. It goes from defense mode to attack mode to stamina mode to LAD mode. And having an internal iron structure, yes, I used iron because it would be stronger than Zamak. Combine that with the internal metal structure, having metal burst resistors, having an actual burst stopper like Chosetsu Valkyrie, having 2 judgment stoppers, having a rubber exterior layer, having hardened plastic, or polycarbonate technically. This thing has it all. I crammed
You got me.
anything and everything I could into this Beyblade, trying to create the perfect Beyblade I could. And in the almost 8 months that it has been active now, it has not lost once.
Nice.
I
Job well
lost
done.
track after Battle 700.
Yep. If
Yeah,
you
those are
that
against
is
your own
the kind of
customs?
bar I have. That is the bar I have.
if you can come up with an idea of how to make a Beyblade that Takara and Hasbro have not come up with yet, Counter has probably made it.
Like Natal Corrupt. Natal is a barely known god. It is the blood god, which is normally screamed out to by Technoblade fans. Yeah, no, Natal is the corruption of creation itself. The blood god. Yeah, I've done Natal, I've done Wukong, or Sun Wukong, I've done the six-eared macaque, I've done Erebus, I've done basically any and every single gimmick that I can. And whenever somebody comes up with a different gimmick, I obviously try to put my own spin on it. Like, for instance, me making a Beyblade that has multiple armors. And also making a Beyblade that has, well, every single gimmick. Which, yeah.
You got me wanting to go watch all your videos now.
Yeah, we're
Go watch the video.
we're gonna have to do a binge session.
A lot of stuff I need to learn apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, I made a lot. Let me show you just some of the first stuff. By the way, this basket is 20 pounds.
Oof.
And
That.
it's separated into categories. You have dual spin evolutions. You have God layer evolutions. You have GT. You have Hasbro exclusive evolutions. You have Chosetsu. You have a Hasbro exclusives into TT. You have DB motor drivers. I've come up with pretty much anything you can imagine. It's fun.
Yep.
Is Burst your preferred generation to work in? Have you done anything
Burst
in
is
other
definitely my
generations?
preferred generation to work in. Burst, I like because I don't exactly like metal contact. That is one thing I absolutely despised and I kept away from in Burst. Even though a lot of people begged me to do it, I'm looking at you, my fans. I'm looking into your souls now. You know, my community was like, why don't you do metal contact? Just do metal contact. And I'm like, no. Just no. I don't want to do pure metal contact. That feels cheap. That feels like it's stepping into cheaty territory because most of Burst uses plastic contact.
Guess you're right there.
It-
Have you
it's
done
just
anything with
wonky.
other generations?
Other gens, I have done some Metal Fight. Obviously, you've seen some of my X stuff. I do. Oh boy, I do want to get into some Plastic Gen because some of my friends actually do really love Plastic Gen. I have a friend group that is from every single corner of every single generation. I have Baywheel fans in my friend group, and we have all come together as a conglomerate of pure idiots. And we just vibe.
Yep.
That is the best way to describe it. We are pure idiots who just exist together.
Sounds.
That sums up a couple circles in this community.
Pretty much.
Yep. we got a couple circles in this community that are like that. Oh man. And it's crazy that that's the better part of this community, in all honesty.
No kidding. Oh god.
Yeah. This is a community. If you want to be the good part of the community, join the metal. Join
the dumb people.
Yeah, join the dumb people.
Join the people who are genuinely like seeming stupid but know what they're doing. Like when if
Yeah.
they know what they're doing,
Fun.
having fun. Join them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat them. Join them.
Exactly. Yep.
I learned that the hard way.
Don't be.
And I guess that's a good topic.
Don't be too serious about your Beyblades, man. It's all just fun. It's all just
We're all
fun.
like spinning tops.
Yep. We're all here to just do spinning tops.
I remember I made as a joke. I said that I was beating out Takara because almost every single one of my bays could beat Takara to only competitive bays, even from GT or even like late DB, early BU. They were able to sweep a lot of them, and somebody tried to spin that as me having an ego. Me being I'm quoting this. Me being an unhinged, egotistical maniac.
Nice.
Bruh.
A year later, the dude called me the F slur.
Yeah, you know, there's just some of those people that
Yeah, there's some
wish
of
on
them.
others' downfall. That if I don't know, that's one of those things. Is like, oh, you try to appreciate your own success or
Yeah.
accomplishments. Then people are like, well, you can't appreciate yourself. You haven't done anything yet. Are you kidding me? I've been doing this for like a year and a half now, and I finally succeeded in
Yeah.
my custom.
Like, dog, I've been doing this since before you joined Beyblade. What are you talking about?
Yeah, since before we came back to the
Yeah.
before we joined the larger online active Beyblade
Yeah.
community. Yeah, like
I was baby. I was baby. I wasn't even in middle school when I started modding. That is how early I started modding. So I've been doing this for years now. So I mean, I like to make jokes. I love to make jokes. I'll say my stuff is better than Hasbro, better than Takara. I'm making God as a Beyblade. I'll say that stuff, but it's so obvious I'm not serious.
yeah.
Like, obviously, I know my stuff is rougher. My stuff isn't as good or appealing looking as 3D models. I even agree on that one. I agree on that one. My stuff's a little bit more rough, I have to admit. And it's just like, I like to have a sense of humor. I like to joke around. I don't want to be serious. Like a lot of these people, I don't want to put on an act. I don't want to be all hyper. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. I just want to be me. Let me vibe.
Yeah.
Let me
Beautiful.
vibe, dog.
Yeah.
How it should be.
I mean, the thing is, it's like with your customs, yeah, maybe they don't look aesthetically pleasing, but they're functional as hell. That's really what's important
More
with
than
them.
that.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the rest of like the actual Beyblade products from Takara and Hasbro,
They
oof.
sweep.
Yeah, it's no contest. Absolutely no contest. I think
It
the
was so funny.
the big boys at
Oh, sorry,
Hasbro.
go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm always yeah, big boys at Hasbro would piss themselves if they got their little meat claws on you to make the products. It would just go off.
They would be
Claws.
raining cash, bro.
It would be,
That's
yeah.
another joke I love to make. Another joke my community mostly came up with. They keep saying, dude, TT should hire you. Dude, Hasbro should hire you. They'd be raining in money. And I picked it up, obviously, because my community loves the joke. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna milk it. Give me money. No. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love to go with my community with the jokes.
Mhm.
Gets me more involved.
Yeah, of course.
You have to be involved.
Fun. It's fun, dude.
Mhm.
That,
Absolutely.
that's why this guy's here, because he's fun. My community got behind my spinning crab, and now he's just there.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
infiltrated and took over.
Crabson is the greatest.
Yes.
There's definitely one video I made on my channel that kinda set off the downward spiral into making stuff beyond OP. That was probably my perfect Dangerous Belial video versus Fire Nova Wolf. And it ended with Dangerous Belial breaking Fire Nova Wolf, which you may recognize the name as the namesake of Wolf Godfall. Yes, I literally named it Godfall because it's killing God tier combos. And I was baffled because Perfect Dangerous was said to be garbage. So I was like, I'm gonna take this disrespect personally. So I just started making OP after OP after OP, leading me to create some custom systems. Like one of them being the brake lock system, which, taking advantage of some of Beyblade vs. Sparking's flaws, the driver would slip out of place with the sparking chip, completely locking the Beyblade from bursting. And it's a little bit more rough, but you can definitely see it's a lot more. It looks closer to Godfall than anything. There's a reason for that. I don't talk about this much. My uncle, who did introduce me to Beyblade, he passed away of cancer when I was about 9. It was literally the same day that Spriggan Requiem Flame Axe version was revealed to the public. Hence why I was so desperate to get it. But he drew designs for Beyblades sometimes. He was an artist. He loved to do these. I got handed an art book when I was trying to come up with Beyblades. One design in the notebook caught my attention. A wolf with red, orange, and yellow flames coming from both sides. Wolf
There you
isn't
go.
even my bay. It was originally his. So, hey, keeping it alive.
Drop the lore, damn. There
Yeah.
you go.
Made it as OP as possible. And not even that. The Avatar, obviously he didn't name it Wolf. He called it Fenrir based off the Norse Fenrir. But Wolf was a combination avatar between me and my childhood best friend when we were starting to mod together. And we made a bay together combining both of our bays called Grand Wolf. My bay was Fox, his name was Draco. Combined them, we came up with Wolf. So, in all reality, it's me, my uncle, and my best friend who I ended up calling brother eventually, all in one. There you go, there's the lore for the people wanting to know where I came up with this. I am 1/3 of the project. And, honestly, making stuff has always been fun. Really has been. And with the Beyblade X reveal, that was just even more cool because I slightly predicted the gimmick. I saw Hasbro ripcords because I was taking apart Hasbro launchers to repair my TT, and I noticed the tiny gear on it. And I was like, what if I glued the ripcords to the stadium? Put the gear on the tip. And, well, I got this. That was the start of my second system, Delta Drive, which I'm still working on, don't worry. And yeah, I started making evolutions for my customs and eventually TT bays, like Blizzard Longinus, which is a monster of an attack type.
Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some hot lore we got dropped.
Yep.
Man's a
Now
factory
y'all
there.
can
It's just
stop
never
asking.
ending.
I'm putting this on my community post, and I swear to God, if anybody else asks me, I'm just going,
Just link.
look at this video, please. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems we always get a really good dialogue on this podcast. It's always fun. Love doing it. Love being able to interact with so many people in the community. It's always such a great time. I think the funniest thing for this interview right now is that question 8 already got answered. It was gonna be, what do you want to see out of Hasbro Beyblade X in terms of releases and accessibility? But considering all the drops that we got and all that, all the great prices that we're seeing for this, and the fact that
Thank you, John Doe.
yeah,
Thank you, John Doe.
we love
Jesus
John Doe.
Christ.
Yeah.
We love him.
Just to like quickly recap that, pretty much we got like the ultimate best case scenario for releases from Hasbro.
Yeah, we got everything we could have dreamed of and more.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if I go on a quick tangent? Because
Go for
Your
it.
episode.
Hearing the materials were going to be the same as TT and or stronger. That was a relief to hear, because I was thinking it was going to be worse. It was going to be, hearing it's at least the same as TT. I'm okay with some of the issues I've experienced, because I've experienced a lot of issues even before I started doing Beyblade X mods. Beyblade X mods, they haven't experienced any of the issues because I reinforced stuff. I don't like how TT did X. I have to admit, some of the parts overcomplicated. They could have been done better. The material choices are what I have issues with, because they are hollowed, they are not reinforced, they have bad designs for stress over time. I gotta talk about this one piece, because this frustrates me to no end. You are telling me you would take a high-speed system with a lot more kinetic energy being put into these bays, and you are adding the metal contact onto it, which increases the force. You decide to take that high-speed system, that high-impact system, that high-stress system, and put the entirety of the stress in the locking onto plastic tabs.
Yeah. It's disappointing for sure. I think that's one part.
Yeah.
They should make that out of metal.
They should have. They should have. If they made that part out of the metal, most of my issues would have been gone. I would have been like, okay, I can get ratchets breaking. That's the main part where you burst it. I mean, I would have liked if it was a bit of a, bit more of a elastic plastic or a bit more of a durable plastic, whatever. Hasbro can do that. You put the locking on plastic tabs? What?
Yeah.
Because I'm studying for engineering, and that's just like one of the biggest no-nos you can do for a high-stress thing, to put it on 2 tabs to hold everything together. It's just a pain in my brain.
Yeah. I mean, it's like building a concrete highway bridge without reinforcing it.
Yeah, you need reinforcement for something that is taking a lot of pressure. That is basic engineering.
Yeah, it's... I think with every system of Beyblade, they could have done something a little bit better,
Yeah, they could have done a lot
which is a
better,
bit sad.
Like with Metal Flight, I have to admit, using a screw to hold everything together, not exactly the smartest idea to make that out of plastic. Considering that's going to be holding a lot of stress, you can also, strip the screw. That's one of the big issues of the screw. Technically it's bold, but you get what I mean. First, you have teeth. I actually like what Hasbro did better. I like slopes better.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's going to sound like blasphemy to my community. Too bad.
It was better.
Yeah, it was better. Long-term durability. My single layers have better durability on their slopes than my early DB stuff has on their teeth right now.
Yeah, it only got worse with
Sounds
Takara
about
too,
right.
because all of the burst stuff just got heavier with them. So of course, that just puts more weight, more stress on the teeth.
Dash springs and slightly improved caps and metal caps, which eventually got fixed. I'll admit those got fixed. The fixed version was absolute garbage, but I will admit it got fixed. There's just so many issues, and then they didn't Okay, I gotta talk about this. Mold before Roar Bahamut came out, Vanished Fafnir, Crash Ragnarok, or Cyclone Ragnarok, there's so many Ragnaroks, and Dynamite Belial, all their teeth were not reinforced. That was a pain, because I still have some of the Mold 1 stuff. Thankfully, I got Mold 2 eventually, but, like, my original Dynamite Belial, which I have in one of these bins, its teeth are gone. It's sad, because, I love these systems, man. Each system has its charm. But there's a lot of flaws. And I feel like they need to be thought out a bit more. That's just me.
Yeah.
Hence where the modding community comes in.
Yep.
The spiral system Crazy Aries did is definitely one of my favorites, because overall it seems like it is meant for long-term use. I'm happy with that. Go right ahead.
Yeah, that's why we love the modding community, and I know that there are Baytubers in this community, and there are also a lot of individual people in the community that generally kind of look down on the modding scene. But I think that's a large bias fallacy, because at the end of the day, you cannot tell me that every generation of Beyblade, including X, was perfect, because it wasn't. Every generation had its problem. Like, I think the lock
Nothing
tabs.
is perfect.
Yep.
Everything has a singular flaw at least.
Yeah.
Even when you think out every single detail, there's always going to be a catch or something wrong with it. Like the great story of King Midas. He had the world at his fingertips with a singular wish that he could do whatever he wanted with, and he thought it out, and his thought was turn anything he touched into gold. There was a flaw with it, and that was anything it touched. Everything has a flaw. No matter what you do, no matter how much you engineer it, it's going to be over-engineered at some point, and that's going to cause the flaw.
Yep. Pretty much.
I speak too much.
No, you're good.
Your episode, man. We started this by saying you got an hour to spiel and whatever you want to say, and we've learned a lot, of course. Not quite over yet, but no, there's a lot more appreciation that goes into your projects than is on the surface level for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will about aesthetics and whatnot. Things can look aesthetic, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't function, then you're really just left with a good looking piece
A
of.
pretty.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like it
You're
doesn't
left
matter.
with a pretty-
It doesn't matter how much you polish a turd. It's still a turd, no matter how good it looks.
Yeah.
Not to
No
say
matter
that
what.
Beyblade is a turd.
Focus on the function first, and then work on design.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna.
Gotta clarify.
I don't hate Beyblades. I like Beyblades. That's why I'm here. I'm just using the turd as an analogy because Matt Pat did in one of his videos ages ago. Doesn't matter how much shiny it is. A gold piece of shit is a piece of shit, no matter what.
Yep.
But yeah, no, like it's yeah. I think the modding community is fantastic, and I mean, you call me biased because I got sponsored by Noozle, but at the end of the day, Noozle doesn't make Beyblades. Noozle makes awesome winders and accessories at the moment, and it's the
Yep.
people. Not to downplay Noozle by any means, not to downplay anyone, but like when it comes to people that go out of their way to make their own systems or improve upon the systems that already exist for Beyblade, like those are the people that I think should get a lot of attention. And I definitely got to shout Mim out real quick for his Mad Scientist award and the 3D printer and custom
Yeah.
modding awards that he's included into the Beyblade awards, because that definitely shines a lot of light on the modding community. I wouldn't have known that the modding community was as impressive as it is if like we didn't shine more light on the creators. So I think one thing that's important to understand with Beyblade is, as much as we love it, the base systems have its flaws, and we really got to support the modders in this community, because
Modifying is the next step in evolution.
pretty much.
It's basically open source. It's basically open sourcing something.
Mm-hmm.
Because once a modder figures out a system and how it works, they're going to be able to build upon it, and their ideas could eventually translate into the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's just
like
the
with-
human psyche.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the animes. Look at how many times Kenny or Madoka or whoever in Burst would literally just take a Beyblade and then modify it and make it into a new Beyblade. And you're gonna tell me that the people that do that in real life, that they suck? Come on. You gotta get off that. That's not cool.
Stop sipping on the copium, bro. Just look at modding.
Yeah, just look at the modding content. It's literally just the anime, but IRL.
Pretty much. I mean, a lot of my friends, or a lot of people who have become my friends, were originally like full-on TT or Hasbro purists. They didn't want to see modding at all. And when I started talking to them, I would show them a couple of my mods that were pretty basic, and they were like, "You made this?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And they were like, "I didn't realize modders take TT parts or Hasbro parts, combine them and make their own spin on it. That's just like the anime." And I'm like, that is exactly what modders do. What do you expect? And that it's a gateway drug, because once you see the simple mods and see how easily things can be modified and improved, as little as a paint job, you can just see how people put their heart and soul into creating what they would want to see. And they bring that vision straight from the paper into reality. That is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It is. It truly is. Yeah, I encourage everybody that watches this that has any doubts about modding to go and check out Counter, of course. Go check out Crazy Aries. Go check out...
Check out
check out anybody that mods.
Go check them.
Check out anybody
Give
that
them a
mods.
shot. You'll see how.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had an idea of like, oh, Takara it would have been cool if Takara, evolved Ashura. People have done it. It would have been cool if TT made a burst driver that, can use DB blades and armors. Crazy Aries done it. I did it. whatever you can imagine, a modder has probably made.
And if they
You
haven't,
could do
tell
it
them.
yourself
Don't
if
make
you
it.
took the time.
Yeah, that's like if something hasn't been made.
I sound like a
Read the
preacher
religion of
today.
modding.
It's not a cult, we promise.
Jehovah's
It's not a
Modders.
No, we're not turning modding into Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh God! Oh, you just reminded me
We
of
don't-
someone.
We don't do door to door.
God, you reminded me of someone. So somebody in the community. This was kind of like my snapping point where I was like, okay, I'm sick of y'all's bull. I am bisexual. Know a lot. People probably know that already. If you don't, hello. Yeah, no. This community, there's some awful actors, downright terrible, and yet they are a small part of this community. No matter what, even if this story sounds awful, this is a 1 in a quadrillion chance. This person, for whatever reason, he was a devout Catholic, and he was also a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not sure how those intersect. I haven't dared to look into that. But he heard that I was bisexual and 2 of my friends were bisexual, and obviously this was in a group chat, or well, a semi-public server. Not really public, but public at the same time. And so people knew I'm not exactly doing good medically. I don't go into detail because it's depressing. Nobody wants to hear all that from a kid, because I know I'm still a child, but nobody wants to hear all that. I don't want to go into that. It's sad. Be happy. But, so, he comes in, and he hears that me and my friends are bi, and he immediately tells us all, go kill yourself. And I'm like, I'm at that, I'm not even, like, mad. I'm like, huh? People are getting angry because they're like, dude, you can't say that to Counter. He's medically disabled. You can't say that. You can't, he's medically screwed up. You can't say that to him. And this is when I got baffled, because the man, I'm not even mad about that. The man had the balls to go, yeah, that's probably why you're disabled. Because you're bi. And I'm like, I've never heard somebody have the balls to say something like that. I wasn't even mad. Because it was like, it was one of those moments where you're like, do you go outside? You seen you breathe the fresh air, my boy, you good?
Yeah,
You wanna talk?
it's just so outlandish, like, you just can't process that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
caught me
just
off
like-
guard. I'm like, where did those trains of thought just conjure? Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyblade community can be weird. Trust me. Do not let that distract you from the good.
Yeah.
It distracted me for a while. I almost quit. Don't let it distract you. Please.
Mhm.
Stay in the community. It's fun. You just need to get with a good group of people.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, yeah. I mean, I think, like...
Metal and I found a good group of people, and it was like, okay, I don't know where you guys came from, but now we got like a half dozen of us that we just kind of vibe and make the dumbest things possible.
Yep, Counter included. Counter is in our
Yeah.
stuff now.
I'm just recently coming in. Also, I don't work out, but obviously, as you can imagine, doing physical work on Metal and Beyblade, I'm not trying to say this to brag at all, but I'm scrawny, as you can probably tell. Pretty scrawny. And I always catch people off guard whenever I do this, and I'm actually decently built, because I'm always, you'd think Beyblade, and you'd go, oh, he's a scrawny kid. He'd probably get bullied. He probably gets bullied in school. No.
Us Beybladers, we got them shoulders on us from all those rips.
Oh yeah, Elliot, you gotta flex. Show him the bicep. Show him the bicep. Show him the guns.
When you have to do physical work on stuff, you build. Even if you don't feel like you're working out and you're just having fun, you are. Trust me, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a lot of strain in the Bay community, you know. You're
Yeah.
dual ripping nozzle links. You're going for it, man.
Dude, those extreme blinders, man. Try launching 2 of those at the same time. I did that for like 4 hours one night. Oh, my arm was on fire. It was insane. But yeah, no, you get gains. Maybe not the most significant or the hugest, but when you do it a lot and you do it over time, it builds.
Are used.
It builds, yeah.
Especially considering I've been doing this since 3 to 5. I don't remember. I was a baby.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that's a really fun backstory that you started really young. That
Yeah.
it's most people do, but it's funny that you have ties,
To that
significant ties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I guess this is a weird segue, but when you're talking about how early on with Beyblade you are, you eventually come up with weird ideas, and I've come up with quite a few. For example, with Burst, I evolved quite literally every single Takara Beyblade into the Dynamite battle system.
Impressive.
That is a lot of bays. Some of them have weird parts, like, for instance, Ascension Pegasus. High Never Dash. Yeah, High Never Dash.
Never. Yeah, there you go.
It exists now. Wild Leopard was another good one. This was Destroy Metal Dash with metal weighting.
Destroy metal? No, never. Don't destroy me.
And then
No.
dash after you're done.
I know, yeah, it's... Man.
Just leave him to death.
And then, this one's one of my favorites. And then I'll get to my favorite mod. Trust me, it's a long name. We have High Eternal Metal Dash.
Okay.
And I have trouble saying this next one with a straight face. Okay?
You can do it, man.
God damn it.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
I cooked a little too hard on this one. This is what turned a TT purist into a... This man literally turned from a TT purist to making a $200 order in the same day of my stuff.
Nice.
This is the mod that made him do this because he wanted one. Bearing, drift, rise, double dash. It has a tighter dash spring. It has 2 bearings. It has POM internal infrastructure, allowing for less friction. It has the rise driver, and it combines the body of drift. It's so stupid.
It's a lot.
He made
Gosh, well, what?
he made the Mario Kart driver.
I did.
Well, that brings us into one of our last questions. Is you say you've mentioned a couple times one before we started recording that you make custom bays for certain people or commission bays. Have you thought about trying to make a store or patron support to make custom bays for people?
Dear God, Patreon. I have considered opening. My friends in the community have literally begged me to open one. I would honestly talk it through with my family first, because, family, I'm still a minor, still doing this. I do commissions sometimes, mostly for BayTubers right now, because I'm trying to ease into opening myself to trying to give out some customs, because I don't got an ego. I got negative. I'm in ego debt. I'm nervous. I got that social anxiety on stack. Yeah, I'm trying to open myself to giving out some customs. Like, I made my friend Bruno a friend. I made him a custom. I made somebody in the top 50 of the world some custom parts. I have a good friend in the community who is also a modder. He makes gigantic orders. He's also the guy who sells me the bays. So he'll give me I'll give him $50 to get some bays. and then I'll give him back like half the stuff that I've modified, and I'll make like $100-$200 from it. And he knows what I'm doing. He loves to see what I do. I genuinely, bless his heart. I know I'm not religious, but I hope that man has a good life. I genuinely hope he has the best life. But I'm trying to open myself into giving customs to people. Patreon, I would definitely talk to my family first, but I'm considering it. I didn't want to open one because it felt rude. Yes, I'm one of those people who thinks everything that requires money is rude. Oh well.
I mean, you'll find that as you mature, you realize that your time is worth more than just free labor. So in due time, you'll understand that concept.
Yep. It comes with
Yeah.
adulthood. Comes with adulthood. You'll make it.
I'm starting to. But if I do open a Patreon, I would have like the lowest tier at like $1, $2. I don't want to take that much money from people because obviously people need to do their own. We're in a time. Let's put it like that. We're in a time.
Yep. That is very factual indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think
Like, I'm considering it.
yeah, for sure. I think that would definitely be a huge boost for you. I would love to eventually down the road see a counterburst shop where you can pay to make requests, or you can buy like a list,
That's
a set.
100% how I do it. Request purchases. So they would give me the money, I get the parts with the money, and then I make it, ship it out. Boom. That's how I would do it. 100%. I don't want to have like a backlog of a bunch of stuff, and then have to, be in debt and all that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like,
I guess that, yeah.
yeah.
I guess that turns into a question of, do you have an average time from start to finish on most of your mods, or complete bays?
A simple mod I can do in the span of like 2 to 3 hours, depending on. So if it's a simple mod, 2-3 hours. If it's more complex, it can take like 6. It depends on the intricacy. A full bay normally takes a day, 2, 3 if it's more complex. But if it's a simple bay, because obviously I work on multiple at a time, so I'm able to get them in like a decent fashion. So like I'll be able to do 4 days in the span of 4 days because I'm working on all of them at the same time. So yeah, it depends on the complexity. Like obviously this one, most complex mod I've ever made. Never reproducing it because I've never talked about this, but it cost me around 200, 300 to produce. The driver alone took $70 to make. Let's put it like that.
Dang.
Yeah. Depends. It really all depends. That's the best answer I can give to that.
That sounds like creative work. It just all depends on where the track goes.
Yep.
Indeed. I think that gives us a good bouncing point for our last question, which is, what is your favorite generation of Beyblade to make customs of? And then to follow that one up, what is your favorite Beyblade generation in general?
I'm gonna sound so much like a child. Burst. There's a reason, not just because it's yeah, who would have guessed? Counterburst. Who would have? Yeah, I'm stupid. Like, my name Counterburst isn't even because I'm in Burst. And it's not because I'm blinded by nostalgia, because I ended up getting single layer Valtryek, single layer Spryzen, single layer Odin, and single layer Unicrest. It's not because I got all those on the same day, and that's really where it all really started to hit off. No. I loved Burst for a simple reason. That was how open it is. It's so open to interpretation, because you can take a simple bay that is so bad, and you can take the layer, and you can do this with any gen. You can take a bad part, or you can take a part of a bad bay and make it into an amazing thing. But once I had the opportunity to make something, like to mod, that opportunity of being able to take a layer in specific, take a disc from a different bay that I like, take a driver, and it's so relatively simple on the outside. On the outside, it is so simple. It's such an easy way to get into modding with early burst designs, early stuff. And then you get into more complex as the seasons goes on. That is how I did it. And that is probably why I love Burst. There was so many aspects to it of customization that I loved. With Plastic Gen obviously outshines, but they're expensive at this point. I was born at the wrong time for me to get into plastic. They break a lot too. Plus, I started with Hasbro Burst, which didn't have the teeth wear. They didn't have the durability issues TT had. And by the time TT ironed it out is when Hasbro started to fall downwards. So I never really experienced teeth wear. I had points where I did, obviously, but Burst was so easy for me. I guess that's the best way to put it. It was easy. There were so many avatars that were unique too. Like Valkyrie, it introduced me to Norse mythologies. It introduced me to all these mythologies. Odin, Valkyrie, there was Spriggan, there was Ragnarok, which, sick name considering it's literally about the apocalypse of Asgard. There was Deathsight there, a Grim Reaper Beyblade. There was so many cool avatars, cool characters. There was easy customization and entryway that eventually led to me into creating all of these customs that I love and people grew to love. And it was the system that I last had with my uncle. That was easily one of the biggest things and easily the reason why I got this. It was revealed on the same day he passed away. I said it earlier, but Burst was everything. Spriggan Requiem Flame Axe version. It was everything. It was everything I loved. Creativity, exploding tops. You know, that was new. There was creativity, exploding tops. There was a show. These things could battle in whatever and whenever. It was just cool. And it you know, easily over 10, 15K in, I think I'm hooked.
There you go.
I go on long deals. Oh. I just get the thought. Go.
I don't blame you. That's why Metal and I started this podcast. We started DMing on Discord, and we're like, you know, we're typing paragraphs back and forth. You want to start a podcast and just get all of our thoughts out?
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep.
Oh man. And of course, this podcast has led us to be able to interact with you know, a lot of great people, including you, Counter. And it's such a fun thing, and you know it's why we love Beyblade. It's why we love the Beyblade community. It's not just spinning tops. It's about the people. It's the people you meet.
Passionate people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Counter, is there anything else you want to say before we cut this?
Everybody subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna get back to making videos. Yeah, no, I have a lot planned. I have over 20 new bays planned out that I just need to wait for parts for most of them. But trust me, they're going to be taking a lot of ideas from Plastic, a lot of ideas from Burst, a lot of ideas from Metal Fight Metal. Keep an eye out for that. I have a lot planned. I wanted to quit
Beautiful.
2 months ago. And now I'm getting noticed by bigger bay YouTubers and getting the opportunity to talk on a podcast like this. This is stuff that if I told 8-year-old me, I would have thought I was lying. I would have thought I was dreaming.
Yeah.
And I'm sick.
Yeah, trust us. We're in the same boat with 90% of the stuff we do online.
Oh yeah. Wait, 9%? Elliot?
There was a zero attached onto that.
Oh, 90.
it's
Okay.
90.
I was about to say, what about the 90? What about the other 91% that you're doing on the internet? Oh man,
I
but
predicted it. My past life already did it once. That's why I'm so good.
oh yeah, no, the rest, the 91% Elliot spends on the internet. Oh, you would, yeah, man.
You wouldn't believe what I get into.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that he's actually Jeff Bezos. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the final thing I would have to say is I can't even put into words how grateful I am that I've been given this opportunity to put myself on a platform, show people what weird stuff I'm making, and they like it. Even if one person just liked my videos, that would be gratifying. But I have over 2,000 of you. That's wild.
Yeah. YouTube's a crazy thing that it's the snowball effect, and everyone's got something they like, and obviously we're all unique, but there's always at least one person out there that can agree with us on our passions.
And I mean, I can't exactly say who I was inspired by for most of my YouTube stuff, because they're either dead or disgraced. YouTube's a weird double-edged sword.
It is.
It is.
It is. But as many problems as it has, it's always fun to know that there are people that do care, and that's what we like to focus on. Counter, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate.
Thank you guys so much for having me, bro.
Anytime.
Counter, your Counter's link will be in the description, so make sure you go support him. He puts too much time into his stuff that we can't overshadow. Go check out his channel for sure, because that's what I'm about to do, because apparently I need to figure out how he makes 114 gram Beyblade. So
yeah, Counter's like scratched the surface. He tickled the surface of all the stuff that he's done. So you guys, if anything that Counter talked about today stood out to you, go check out his channel, go subscribe to him. He deserves it. His stuff is beyond fantastic. You just got to go see it for yourself. So link
Thank you
is
guys for having me, man.
Of
It's
course.
an honor.
Thanks for joining us.
yes, sir.
We always love it. And yeah, Elliot, I'll throw it over to you to close.
That'll work. Once again, another member of the community interviewed. It's so cool finding people's passion that they're about. That's like we talked with Nuzzle about his entire 3D printing journey. We talked about Mim with his entire Beyblade journey and like his creation inside of the Lego community. And now we get the custom Bay community. It's like we're slowly checking off a tiny quadrant of each community going through. So it's really fun to add to the puzzle. And one day we'll figure out exactly what's going on in the Bay sphere. But until that day,
In the good part of the Bay sphere. We'll stay out of the bad part of the Bay sphere.
Stay out of it, please.
We will. Yeah, we're definitely staying out of it. All right.
well, Counter, thank you. I think we'll end it there. Appreciate you coming on. It was a great time.
Thank you guys.
Finally getting to know a little more about you and your backstory and how much drive you have behind your projects, because obviously modding from the outside looks like it could be one thing, but in theory, if it's the complete opposite side of the coin.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, and this has been the Blade Dragons podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow our socials in the description. We all have channels. We all make content. We all have our own passions, so Thank
And
you
we
for
also
watching,
we
and,
also intermingle with our content sometimes. So stay tuned for all that stuff.
There we go.
Yep.
Well, Blade Dragons out.